Alright, fellas, is it gay to love your girlfriend? Welcome back to another day of Animal Crossing. Oh boy, I'm immediately going to be talking about something controversial. I said something about it in the comments section of yesterday's video. Or it was this morning's video because I fell asleep in my chair, so that's wonderful. But this time I got enough sleep, and I'm going to take a nap before D&D, because D&D is tomorrow. Look at all those wonderful things. So, yesterday... Who do we have today? Oh, we have someone on the campsite. Poggers! Alright, we'll go see them after I make my rounds and collect my items. Yesterday, the Animal Crossing Twitter went fucking gaga because there was this girl who put the, let me show you. They just put in, different hairstyles, right? They put in locks, they put in braids, they put in buns, they put in, afro-type hairstyles. Right, they literally put in a fucking afro into the game, right? They're pretty much, they're doing, they're being inclusive, right? They're being inclusive. Instead of the straight hairstyle, right? This is something that you wouldn't get from, someone who has afro-type hair, whatever it may be, right? So, they're being inclusive. So, it's pretty cool, That means you can make characters close to what you like. They're even adding shaved variants. Even a bald variant, which is pretty interesting now I'm thinking about it. I never really thought of bald being an option. As a man going into my 30s in the next couple of years, it terrifies me to go bald, so it's something I really don't want to think of. And I willingly did that back in the day when I was a little kid because, you did the 00 on the side and a 0 or 1 on top, right? You know how it goes. You got the fade. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see how many items I have. People went gaga because they thought there's this girl, she put on the ones with buns on it, right? And she's like, wow, look at this, moon buns, or like some shit like that, which is like some ugly ass hair wrap bun. It looks ugly as fuck, to be completely honest with you. It looks fucking ugly. And she's like, wow, very cute. And people are like, your skin tone is a little too light to be able to wear these. You should most likely stop doing it. Right? And they pretty much were telling her it was racist. It was a white person telling her, hey, don't wear African hairstyles because it's racist. What the fuck is wrong with you? Your skin tone isn't dark enough to wear it. Right? Now, this is a slippery slope. Everyone has their own opinions on it. Right? Cultural appropriation, wherever it may be. Usually it comes down to the fact that everyone disrespected you for your hairstyle, for the way it is, right? Having little girls not be able to wear braids or whatever it is. I was in schools where that was pretty much a thing, where they had to have long, straight hair when that is impossible for their hairstyle, right? So... and you've been fucked with your entire life because of it, and now it's becoming a quote-unquote trend, right? Quote-unquote trend. I'm sure you've seen videos of white guys with dreads, and people shitting on them and whatever it may be. People bring up, like, oh, different cultures did X, Y, and Z, African, Norwegian, blah, 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 whatever it is. It seems like a majority of the races in the world had matted hair just due to the fact of not showering, right? That's kind of the thing. That's something that I seem to understand. And it's fucking weird seeing someone go out and defend something when it doesn't affect them. You get this white savior stuff, people who are like into something, like who are like all for the cause, but like they overstep their boundaries and they defend it as if it's a fucking affects them. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I seen stuff like that relating to the Latinx type of thing. I fucking hate that. I dislike it. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of Latinx. As a gender neutral term. Like, it's literally the fucking word X. Which one makes someone male, right? I don't know, man. It's weird. I think it was stupid. I like how the person was like, "No, I look cute," and they made it their they made it their profile picture as people fucking mauled. I don't know. It was a whole bunch of dumb fucking white savior bullshit, which I get. My eyes just roll at it. I have a friend who's like that. Or I had a friend who was like that, and every time she would talk about stuff, it would roll my eyes. I was just like, ugh, oh my god. I was like, do you really care about this? Do you? Or are you saying this because you're ventriloquing what people say? Is this something you're interested in? I don't know. It's weird. But I just find it interesting that people got mad at it. I personally don't think gate-liking hairstyles are a thing to do. Now, there is a thing where people can't even do specific hairstyles because your hair's not made for it, right? Even if you try very, very hard, your hair will not go into locks. Is it bad if you learn about the process? No, it's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally don't think you're taking on someone's culture, and I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think gatekeeping people's culture is a thing you should probably do. Even though America just, bastardized pretty much everything, right? Everything becomes a costume, and then it's just kind of fucked. In the end, I don't know. I think the spreading of culture is probably one of the better ways to be able to understand people. Even though when it came from it, people are just like, oh yeah, nappy-headed bastards, right? Nappy heads, right? I've heard that when I was younger. Nappy heads. Got nappy-ass hair. Blah, 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 all these racist undertones with it, and, and now people are jumping on it as if it was a trend. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, learning about it, whatever it may be, but I don't know. I think it's kind of lame. I think it's done. We're done. 7 minutes into talking about this. I pretty much said everything I possibly can. I'm just repeating myself now. I think it's stupid, and everyone who freaked out is a fucking idiot. And enjoy your 5 dogs. Enjoy your 5 dogs, Courtney. Oh, that also reminds me. I talked at length. Okay, so there is something that came about in Dungeons and Dragons, right? They started saying that orcs and drow, pretty much any race that was violent and or made to be a boogeyman race, had racial undertones. The drow, their skin is black. Well, their skin is black and purple, right? Because they hide underneath the ground and they're bathed within the darkness, whatever it may be. And then that was deemed racist. It was an allegory to black people, and the aggressiveness of orcs is what black people, what people believe black people are. They're just, crazy, angry, aggressive monsters, right? Now, I've always said during the time when I spoke about it is that I don't see that at all. I see this as a fantasy race. There's always has to be a bad guy, but with Wizards of the Coast, they've been trying to make every single race playable. And what's amazing about D&D, you can just not have a race be that way. You don't have to follow the true lore, or whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be anything like that. And there was an update in Tasha's book. It was Tasha's Cauldron of Everything or something like that. It was a recent book that came out recently, and they had a little subheader on it that people were like, oh my god, thank god, they're so brave to put this. It's so amazing. Another of this white savior bullshit. To be completely honest with you, I fucking hate it. It's annoying as fuck. It's like, oh, thank god they did it. Oh, amazing. They ended it, right? And it pretty much ended up saying that, hey, our lore from way back when and continuing on forward may have some race-related issues in it, where it's just like, oh, the kobolds don't like the gnomes because the gnomish god stole from the kobolds, and so they're like, yeah, gnomes are thieves. And then the orcish god is just like pillage and destroy and conquer, be nomadic, return to monkey. And everyone who, you know, lives in civilization is like, yeah, they're probably like not very good. Right? They pretty much end up stating is like, hey, some things in here will have some racist type of tension in it, but disregard it in your own game. And everyone's like, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, I can't believe they did it. Oh, cry more, if you want racism in your game. It's so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid. You look cool. Ooh, look at this design. Damn, you look like a chocolate ice cream. Plucky. No, I hope I'm not interrupting you or nothing. I'm just out here camping. So you live here, right? It's really nice. I'm kind of jealous, Chicky Poo. Are you? Are you jealous? You want a kiss? Are you jealous? You want a kiss? Pretty interesting design, not gonna lie. Very nice colors. Let's go view my other Animal Crossing people. And that's just pretty much it on the political stuff. There's a lot of other things that I'm interested in political stuff, like, you know, good old Kyle, you know, just being let out. Just being allowed to leave. Good old Kyle. Someone paid his $2 million bail. Good old Kyle. Good old Kyle. You know, he ain't ever do anything wrong. He ain't never done hurt nobody. Well, yeah. Anyway. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hope it's pretty good. Hope you guys are, pretty great. Pretty wonderful. Remember when that sport announcer was talking about females, or like like a black athlete being extremely like athletic, and he's like, oh, nobody wants to tackle that monkey. Am I the only one who remembers that? Mama Panda, what's this? Ooh. Okay, very cool. So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Can you, like, not be racist? That's like one of my takes that I've seen from one of my friends. Can you, like, not be racist? Like, oh my god. I was like, I see, I understand you're trying to, your heart's in the right place, but it's just white savior bullshit everywhere. Everywhere. I don't know, man. It's weird. At least I have stuff to talk about today. That's all about it, right? Even though I spent 7 minutes on something that I felt like I probably finished in about 3 minutes. But I wanted to cover my bases. Right? I wanted to cover my bases. My bases. You've never seen them before. I tell you, snack machine. My bases. My salsa. My salsa. Beautiful. Let's see. I'm gonna go trade this one out for something else. There's 3 white things there, and I wanted at least 2 whites and 2 colors. Ones, right? 2 colors. Hey there, cutie. Alright, let's see. What do we got? I want to grab the red one. My salsa. My salsa. There we go. My salsa makes all the pretty girls to dance and take off their underpants. You know what's amazing? Here's something kind of interesting. There's a lot, like, the media tries to portray, like, male actors as super attractive when they're just not physically appealing. Maybe it's just because of me. I don't know. Like, hey, yo, what the fuck you trying to say? Like, hold on, brother, hold on, just let me talk, brother, let me talk. Fucking, I remember there was this ugly ass prince that they were trying to push. It was like, oh my god, fucking William Rupert the 67. oh, looking quite handsome, and he looks like a fucking rat. Or people saying that the guy who plays the Darth, the new guy, fucking Ray, and God, what's his name? He has a big fucking schnoz. Big schnauzer. And he just looks like a fucking normal guy that you would know in real life, except that he has like a thick, buff dad bod, right? He's not very attractive. The Star Wars, whatever the guy, there's something Solo. I forgot the kid's name. You know, he killed his dad. Whatever his name is. Like, you know, people were touting him as something beautiful and attractive, and I was like, I don't see it. Like, is this the new thing that's in? Like, ugly guys and stuff? And, like, I've seen a couple of my friends talk about the type of guys they like. And, like, they would be, like, considered villains and ugly, right? One guy I thought was fucking hideous. I was like, ew, what the fuck? This looks like the drunk guy who used to come into my bar. But I think it's just, I think the idea of beauty has changed a lot, or at least mine is just like male beauty. Like mine is just completely different. That's what I think. I think my idea of male beauty is completely different. I don't know. I think mine is like just regulated to like someone who looks like a fuckboy, really. If you think about it. I don't know. Guys are mostly ugly to look at, from what I understand. For me to look at. Maybe that's just because I'm attracted to females, mostly, right? I'm attracted to mostly feminine things. I don't know. It's interesting. Get amusing about it. I was like, is it gay to not think a guy is attractive? Hey, yo, what the fuck are you saying? Dude, I'm about to eat another Pop-Tart. I had 2 Pop-Tarts. They were so fucking good. My mom bought Pop-Tarts because they were on clearance, right? They were super cheap. And she went to go eat one today, and she's like, who the fuck was eating my Pop-Tarts? I was like, I had 2, right? You know, they say there's like, oh, there's 12 in a box, right? There's 12, no, it's like 12 or 18 or something like that. There's 18 in a box. But that's because there's 2 in each. There's fucking 2 in each bag, and there's only like 6 or 8 of them in a box, right? Oh god, they were so good. I toasted it too. It was so good, just warm. It was a strawberry Hot Pocket, dude. It was so sugary and so good. God, brother. God damn, brother. Fucking it was a beautiful experience ingesting it. I was in love. I was head over heels. It was absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's see. Let's go visit some cuties today. Any cuties in the chat? Any cuties? Any cuties? It's okay. I'll get back to streaming hopefully next week. I'm just taking my time and making sure things like things don't trigger me and set me off to fucking cry. Let's see. This is Clay's house now. I gotta change that to Clay. It is no longer Mira's house. It's Clay. Clay, what the fuck? Clay, you... A bonfire inside my house. Oh man, outdoor stuff, but indoors. Oh man, it's supposed to be outside. I know, super. I was by a bonfire when I was younger. It was terrible. To be completely honest. Like, looking at it hurt my eyes. It was also really, really cold out, so being away from it wasn't, like, the case. But, like, the radiating heat, like, you couldn't look at it, and it just fucking hurt my eyes. Also, it was, like, more than 15 feet wide. It was fucking gigantic. The flames flickered up really, really high. It would flicker up to, like, a regular tree, I guess you can say. It was like a fucking giant-ass pyre. Not even a bonfire. It was fucking ridiculous. And let's see, where's she at? I seen her all the way up by the campsite. I don't know if she'll still be there or not. Rita. I also remember that time. I was like a teenager, and there was like this girl there that I like, that was like cousins or friends with us or something like that. It was really great. I remember we would go through the woods, and it was like this spook thing that we were doing. This spooktacular. She ended up grabbing onto me and stuff, and I was like, hell yeah, bitch. Hell yeah. And like I remember like being a teenager and just feeling boobs press up against your arm and just holy shit. You know? The girl's just hanging out, the matador. Yes, it's a diner counter table. It's white. I like it actually. This is for you. I remember it. And I think the last time I seen her, she was getting married. She got married at like a young age, like 18 or something like that. Like really early. And I remember going over, and she was like, Thanks for coming over, Alex. It's really nice to see you. You usually don't come over all the time. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm nervous of being around you. I'm like, yeah, it's good to see you. And then, you know, her boyfriend comes out and he's like, hi, name's Chad. Nice to meet you, right? He just pretty much came out like that to me. I'm like, oh god, I'm such a fucking cuck. I'm being cucked. I know, right? I think she was just being very sweet to me. She was a very sweet girl, and I'm attractive to niceness. You know what's kind of interesting? I just ended up seeing a little article on Reddit. I ended up reading it. A golden toilet. Oh, nice. Poopy. Yeah, that's what Reddit is. A golden toilet. It has some good content, and literally the people in there are like forever 17-year-olds and overly too kind, to be completely honest with you. Whitney, I love you. A golden toilet. I'll go send that to someone, most likely. Here's a gift. Want to give you an item. It was something along the lines of relationships, and that humans crave affection, crave touches, being pet, or whatever it may be. Humans crave that, right? And not getting that causes anxiety. And getting affection daily helps with people who have like separation anxiety, or like have some type of anxiety over possessiveness, or whatever it may be, right? We've all dated, you know, before. We all know how that feels, right? And being touched by someone you like feels really, really amazing, whether it's just head scritches, a hug, or a pet, or kisses, or whatever it is, right? And usually that ends up getting ruined with like, just pull down your pants, and it's just we'll go underneath the blankets, and you just put your backside to my right? You know, you're always just trying to get some when you're a teenager, whatever it may be. But learning about that is kind of interesting. I really like it. It makes me feel better, because I'm one of those people that really needs a lot of affection, whether it's vocal or touch. I always initiate touch when I was in relationships. And now I kind of understand why. It's just because touch starvation and anxiety that I have, because the other person that I always dated never was someone who was interested in touching, right? Or anything along those lines. No petting or anything like that. Or if there was cuddling, it was them being cuddled, and never me ever being cuddled. And men don't cuddle. You know, girls are the ones who are supposed to be pampered and babied, and you know, all these conversations that I've had being a younger teenager going into my 20s, with dating girls who hate being in relationships but want to be in relationships. I'm just hearing that a healthy relationship, just if you guys just kind of sit and you pet one another, you know, and you give each other affection, apparently it makes it stronger. And it's kind of another reason why I find this interesting is that people just, I feel like, we do things out of spite, and a lot of things, and we don't do things out of spite. I don't know. I feel like, I always feel like people treat other. I think people view themselves as if they're like a master of their own autonomy, in a way. Well, I don't think that's the right way to say. I think I'm using the wrong word here, right? But master of like what their body wants, right? What their body craves. Like, what is it? Something that it just innately wants. No one argues about the hunger you feel, right? People get fucking pissed if they don't eat. You know, I have a friend who gets fucking angry, right? He gets snippy and he gets upset when he eats. For one, I don't feel that, right? I'm not that type of person. Maybe if I'm at the level of hunger he is, maybe I will. But like, there's always this type of we can turn it off, right? I can turn it off. I don't need this. I don't need that. Whatever it may be. And I think everyone probably has the varying degrees of it, right? Some people don't even fucking like relationships. Some people don't even get that fulfillment from it, right? So like what I'm talking about currently doesn't fulfill someone, but it seems like there's an innate type of thing within, like, hey, yeah, affection is good, and affection is good for relationships, and affection is good for stopping anxiety. Like the heartache of a relationship ending is like the anxiety of them not being around, right? You know, whether it comes to friendship and or dating. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know. I feel like sometimes we act like hard asses. Too much. We pretty much act like hard asses too much. Way too much. Denying ourselves stuff because of X, Y, and Z. You know. Goodness. What is it? I like a lot of female trends on TikTok, like what girls thinks of guys or whatever it may be. Sometimes I'll get videos of where you'll see a girl talking about how she's struggling with living alone and eating meals because she refused to learn how to cook because a parent or grandparent or someone's like, oh, you gotta learn how to cook because you gotta take care of your future husband or wherever it is, right? Just like pretty much like training you to do it. And seeing like the ventrilo within it where people are like, yeah, I did that too. I was like, yeah, I did that too. I was like, damn. I was like, if they came at me with it a different way, I probably would have learned how to cook and clean and shit, because now that I live alone, like, who the fuck does the dishes and who the fuck cleans? Like, like my daily life is eating mac and cheese because it's so easy to make. And it's kind of funny to see that pretty much society obligations of how we force things on the people, especially young girls, just makes them completely turned off on specific things. I can definitely say that on for my female friends for my D&D game. Any instance of pregnancy that ever gets brought up, they just hate it. They hate it. They like vilify it. It's like, you know, and I just think it's from the perception of, yeah, females have babies and that's all they do. You know, you get married, the guy takes care of you, you stay at home and your wife, and that's all you do. You cook, you clean, and that's it, right? And I think that kind of comes from that. And it's interesting hearing them, or like talking about adoption as an option, or anything along those lines, which is all around good. I'm not saying like their opinion's bad or anything. It's just interesting seeing that, because when I was younger, right, and the girls that I dated, they were like family, 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 family. all the girls I ended up dating, even one who was like, oh, I don't want a family, but I would love to have babies type of thing, right? Like that was always a thing. I think only one girl I've dated, and that's just because she was like a super woke. She was like a woke. She's a fucking dumbass liberal, to be completely honest with you. I remember dating her, and I wasn't really into politics during the time. And she's like, "Are you conservative or you're liberal?" I'm like, "I don't understand what you're talking about." I was like, "I don't know what those are." And she's like, "What do you mean you don't know what those are?" I was like, "I don't know what conservative liberal are." And she got mad at me. And she was explaining, she's like, "Well, do you believe a woman should have a choice to have an abortion?" And I was like, this was after the time that, like, before that, I didn't think that was okay at all. It was just, I initially thought it was like gross and icky, right? That was just pretty much it. It was like killing a baby. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? I didn't know anything about it, right? I didn't know any of those other circumstances or just the idea of choice, right, for women. Like, I didn't know anything about that. I was just like, ew, why would you kill a baby? It's really sad. And I was like, don't people really like babies? Like, that's just my opinion when I was younger, because I didn't know anything about it. And I knew about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm all for it. I was like, why do you ask? She's like, okay, and that makes you liberal. And I was like, I don't think I am liberal. Like, and like she explained what conservative is, and I was like, I think I have like some, like I think I have conservative values also, from what you were explaining. And I remember her getting completely turned off by it because she wanted me to be completely liberal. I think what did I say? Oh yeah, she was like, do you think a woman should take on the man's last name? I was like, yeah, isn't that what's supposed to happen, right? And she went off like, oh, you want to own the person you're dating? I was like, I don't really think about it that way, to be completely honest with you. And they're like, would you like, man, I remember her just being really upset. She's like, maybe you really are conservative and you aren't liberal like I thought you were. And she's like, I just assumed that since you were a person of color that I was like, I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, I'm so white passing, it's not it's not even funny. Like, I have facial features that'll tell you that I am not white, right? But like, I don't know. She's a fucking weirdo. She's a total goof, bro. Fucking weirdo. Everything was something. Everything had to be something. I had to like tell my beliefs straight up, and I wasn't educated on a lot of things, so in turn, I gave answers that she didn't like. But it wasn't like I was trying to give her answers she would like. I just tell her the truth. I would be like, I don't understand it. But like hearing about it, I would probably say no. Right? I remember she asked for stuff about the war, and I didn't know anything about the war and things like that. And she's like, oh, you just like the fact that they killed innocents. I was like, I don't think the army kills innocent people. Like, I don't think that's what their job is. They're supposed to protect people, right? And this is before I even knew, like, that just citizens just die to drone strikes because, oops, wrong information at a very considerable rate. And that's before, like, I knew, right? And now that I see it now, now that I know now, but she didn't want to teach me. She just got mad because I had conservative values. I don't know, man. I don't care. Or she's like, do you think... There's a lot of stuff with marriage and relationships and, like, the view of what, like, a male and female are in a relationship. Caretaker, or whatever it may be. Caretaker, provider, or whatever it may be. I will say that all the way from the beginning, my viewpoint is that both people should be a caretaker and provider. I don't like the fact that one person doesn't cook, one person doesn't clean. I don't like that. That sours me. I want both of us to be self-efficient, just in case if something happens and one of us is unable to do anything, we won't have to rely on takeout or rely on subpar meals that aren't meeting our nutritional values, right? Like that's what I need. That's what I think. That's what I think. Right? And I thought that way back when, and that's what she said. She was like, "Oh, I guess you really are liberal. You really are liberal." And then like more questions came, and it was like, "Oh, I guess you really are conservative, huh?" I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Jesus. I don't know nothing. I think you're pretty. I think your eyes are pretty, and I think you look pretty. That's all I know. It's very interesting. You know, that reminds me of the conversations that I would have with her. It reminds me of when, like, guys, like, when they talk to someone they're interested in, too, and, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I like X, Y, and Z. And they're like, oh, yeah? Name 12 versions of that, huh? If you really like it, you'll be able to name 6 versions of it, okay? Hey, you'll be able to name, Oh yeah, you like Mario? Okay, how about how big is Mario's fucking pussy then, huh? Tell me that. How old is Peach? She's 16, idiot. How old is Mario? He's 27. No, Mario's like 22 if I'm not mistaken. 22. He looks like an old ass man. Very sad. Anyway, we're done for the day, everyone. Today was a general, wonderful, educational talk day. Have a wonderful day. Bye.